Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm the founder and CEO of Omneky, Hikari Senju. Omneky generates personalized ads at scale. So first, a little bit about myself, to introduce myself. I studied computer science at Harvard, graduated in 2015. I started an ed tech company in college, which was acquired, and I ran growth at the acquirer. And so it was really there, combining my background in AI and computer science as an engineer by training and marketing, that I saw this opportunity back in really 2018 when I started the company to use AI to solve this really hard problem, which is scaling creative and creative A/B testing and better personalizing creative content. We are the first mover in generative AI when it comes to advertising. We're also, and we've won a bunch of awards and had a bunch of shout outs from a lot of great venues and publications. And we've raised 11.5 million seed a year ago, and then we actually also just raised another 15 million in Series A last month. So we're also one of the better capitalized companies when it comes to generative AI opportunities in advertising. So I want to kind of go through this journey of personalization with you, kind of the history of personalization. I'm like a big history buff, and so this is, I think, kind of a good way of kind of segueing into where we are today. So can you believe back in 1953, 71% of Americans would regularly tune in to watch the same television shows? I mean, can you imagine today, 71% of Americans regularly tuning in every week to watch the same television shows? Everybody lived in the same media landscape, in the same media environment. This is why mass media worked. This is why mass advertising worked, because everybody had a shared cultural context. And so this was the era of mass media. You have ABC, you have CBS, you have NBC. You have three main channels. They're disseminating basically the same information. Everyone's watching the same television shows, and then therefore the same advertisements also resonate with 70 to 80% of Americans. Starting in the 1980s, from 1980s through 2000, you saw kind of the splintering of the media environment due to cable. And you had these different television cable channels really personalizing for certain interests and audience segments. So you have BET, you have CNN, you have Fox News, you have Food Network, ESPN, MTV, MSNBC, TBS. These are all personalized media channels focused on distinct interest groups. And so you start seeing this increased fragmentation and specialization of media. Fun fact here, actually, MSNBC stands for Microsoft NBC. This was actually a partnership by Microsoft and NBC to create a more internet-oriented liberal news channel. So this is kind of, it also goes to show how these different players interact. But you can basically see now each kind of channel focusing on its core demographic and creating content for that demographic. And then starting in the 2010s, we're really now entering the world of personalized content recommendations. So now instead of everybody living in their own kind of shared audience segments, kind of in the Nielsen ratings era of people watch some certain demographics, have certain channels targeted towards them, to now everybody is living in their own filter bubble. So every single person now has their own unique content feed with their own mixture of personalized content geared for them. You also have the introduction of new media channels like all these different distinct blogs and new media publications that are disseminated just purely on the web, like BuzzFeed, et cetera, that really, again, creates personalized, unique content for distinct individuals and even smaller target audiences. And so this was kind of the reality that we've been living in for the past 2010s. Then you have now other social media companies that really personalize the video feeds and recommend videos and recommend news. Again, kind of everyone living in their own reality. The other big difference also in the world of personalized content recommendation, in the world in which media is communicated through the internet instead of through these news channels or these television channels, is also kind of the rise of kind of fake news, right? That you can basically, these news channels previously were liable. If you have content that is not correct, you're liable for that content. But now in these recommendation engines with all these anonymous bots, everyone actually can live in a completely alternative reality that is not even necessarily geared in any kind of reality. And so you have this incredible fragmentation of like lived experiences and shared reality. And so now we're entering in the 2020s with generative AI. We're seeing a further acceleration of this, where not only is the content going to be recommended to you on a personalized basis, but that content is going to be generated on an individual basis. And what we see for the past 2010s regarding filter bubbles and kind of alternative realities is really going to go into hyperdrive. I mean, unless there are certain regulations perhaps that get passed that kind of limit the harmful effects of these things. But this is, whether, given the level of different types of regulations, et cetera, the reality is we are now entering even a more extreme version of hyper-personalization and kind of unique, distinct realities that people live in. So where are we today? We're in this is the marketing event, and so Omneky is a tool for advertisers and marketers. We're in the early innings of generative AI in terms of marketing. So we have, big brands playing around with generative AI, playing around with some of these cool tools to create interesting forms of media, but it hasn't really applied yet to the kind of hyper-personalization trend that we have been riding in for the past several decades. And that's really the opportunity when it comes to marketing and advertising, when it comes to generative AI, because when you can reach a consumer in the way that they understand reality, then you're most likely to kind of convince them to convert and buy a product. And this also comes down to my background as well. My previous company was in education, and a big trend in education was about personalized learning. Different people have different learning styles, and so you really want to create content that is personalized for that person's learning style based on that interest. And advertising we really believe is learning at scale, education at scale. And so you have to create content, generate personalized content, targeted different audiences, geographies, platforms, products. Traditionally, it's been difficult for a human to create, or a human team to create all this different type of content, but an AI can do this fairly easily. And so that's really the direction that that's happening. And you have to take into account real-time performance data regarding what's driving clicks, what's driving performances, so that the AI can rapidly learn, iterate, and test new ideas and better personalize that content based on real-time performance data, really to gear towards and really kind of break through all the different unique filter bubbles that people live in. And you have to do this in a tool, in an interface that's intuitive for marketers, and brands, and advertisers to make this whole workflow as seamless as possible. And so what Omneky does is we analyze content in real time. We then generate content based on these insights, and then customers can approve and launch. And I'm going to walk you through demo videos of these in a second. But very quickly, just to kind of explain a bit, very quickly in terms of explaining how we work. So we tag every single piece of creative. We see what types of features, what types of designs are resonating, driving click-through rates, driving conversions. We use multimodal understanding of each image and video to get unique insights about what are the stories. Every ad is a story, every image is a story. The stories resonate at different variances to people, and you can measure those, the way these different stories are resonating based on data, and the increased ability for an AI to understand content. We then generate creative briefs based on these insights. The customers can then edit and approve. And then we generate thousands of variations of ads personalized for different audiences that use the customer's brand, their brand logos, their brand voice, their product photos, and all the different real-time performance data. And so with that, I'm going to just kind of dive into a couple of demo videos. So let's start with this one. Okay, so let's just dive in here. Is there a way to get this sound on? Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just walk through then. I'll just kind of explain with my voice. So first, we are an omni-channel platform. So we integrate with all the different various advertising platforms. Because at the end of the day, customers, they don't want to, there isn't really actually necessarily a dominant belonging to one single platform for their ad spend. phrases that are resonating. And they can also learn about what are the key features and phrases and designs that are driving performance. So maybe it's certain keywords like machine learning models when it comes to our ads, or maybe it's
into the ad.
Other types of features. You can see here we are kind of quantifying every single ad creative based on the entities and the stories being told in each ad.
Which describes the image and identifies the features and elements that comprise the image, video, and text ads. This allows Omneky to predict which elements of the ad may drive stronger performance, and these insights are then applied to the next iterations of creative development. Deeper level insights are surfaced to show each element of the ad and performance associated with that element. For example, for the text ads, length of the headline and body copy, as well as sentiment of the ads are here. For image and video, elements in the ad, the dimensions of the ad, video length, dominant colors, and more. This data is available by platform and at the campaign level. Let's move on to the Generate dashboard. Omneky's AI utilizes your brand and media performance data and is trained on your historical ad performance and quickly generates image and copy suggestions that are brand relevant and predicted to drive better performance. There are two ways we generate content for creative concepting. First is utilizing AI suggested text prompt to image creation. I'll select one of the suggested prompts here. The system creates new images in seconds, along with headline and body copy. The second way that customers can generate images is via our Product Generation Pro feature. Upload product photos and our AI trains a custom model of your products on our own GPUs. Once the training is complete, you can select the pre-trained model in the dropdown and input text describing the desired image. Upon clicking Generate, Omneky generates product photos showcasing the product with the specified setting and model. Now let's go into the Approve tab, where you plan, review, and launch campaigns. Our Creative Assistant tool is based on our proprietary LLM, which uses your marketing and performance data to deeply understand your brand. Your data is only used for your account. We analyze brand assets, including the brand website, advertising performance, CRM data, and more, to generate marketing ideas that are both creative and on brand. You can answer a couple of additional questions regarding your marketing objective. And voila, our AI generates copy suggestions, ad ideas, campaign strategies, and even a visual mood board. This speeds up the creation time and enables marketers to test more ideas at scale. The creative brief is then sent to our team of expert creators who put the finishing touches on your creative before delivering them to you in a streamlined approval dashboard. To review an ad, you simply click on it. You'll have the ability to annotate directly on the ad and leave feedback for our team. Once you're satisfied with the creative, you simply click Approve, and the ads launch directly into the advertising platform selected. Finally, our library is where brand assets, like your brand guidelines, fonts, and logos, are uploaded for creative use. Branded creative assets are automatically tagged and stored in our digital asset management tool. Our AI extracts details like brand colors and fonts, which ensures that all content generated is on brand. You can search your assets, view previously generated and approved ads, and see current ads that are active. Omneky's library features empowers you to better manage the increasingly infinite amount of content. To date, Omneky has worked with hundreds of customers to help them achieve personalized ads at scale and gain more insights into creative performance. Omneky will help you be on the forefront of solving your marketing needs with generative AI.
Cool. Let's watch now this. Since then, we've released two new features, Creative Brief and Creative Generation Pro. I'm going to walk through a demo of this as well.
AI-generated creative brief. We'll walk through how you can generate a creative brief that includes on-brand creative concepts, and a mood board for inspiration. Omneky's AI begins by training on your brand's style guide, product catalogs, web pages, and brand assets. This brand understanding is applied to your creative brief. In the Omneky dashboard, let's start a new creative brief. Name your brief. When you have an account with Omneky, the brand description will pre-populate. Lumina is pre-populated already, and I can change this if needed. Then I'm going to fill out the rest of the parameters. The creative brief serves as a key tool in communicating visual style, tone, target audience, and asset deliverables, all while empowering creative teams to effectively execute the project. With Omneky's AI brief, you can make rapid iterations while maintaining autonomy over brief parameters. Our creative brief has been generated. The brief provides an overview, target audience, creative concepts, ad concepts, and sample visual imagery. Clicking on this section allows you to make direct changes to the generated copy. Below each concept, users are able to create mood boards to better guide your creative team. Mood boards can be generated by prompt or have the AI suggest images based on your brand and your brand's campaign parameters. In ad concepts, there is also an option to select another ad version. This will generate concept variations. If edits are made, viewers are able to view the brief history at any point and make changes if needed. Once the brief is complete, you can click the Copy Link button to share with your team, ensuring all your creative stakeholders are aligned with the campaign goal, audience, and concepts.
Okay, and then the last feature here is Creative Generation Pro, which we just released.
Of Omneky's Creative Generation Pro. Creative Generation Pro enables creative and marketing teams to rapidly generate on-brand digital advertising assets at scale. Omneky's AI technology begins by training on your brand's style guide, product catalogs, web pages, performance data, and more. Omneky's AI develops an understanding of the brand, which is applied to your project. Users can start a new project by selecting Add Project and adding a project description. To start a new ad creative, select Create New. Name your ad creative and choose your preferred ad dimension. Users can either select from a pre-generated layout or create a new layout. Because Omneky's AI is trained on your brand information, on-brand ad layouts will be generated. Next, select Manage Content to generate multivariate tests. Within the Manage Content section, ad copy, CTAs, and assets can be curated and generated for use in the final creative output. Placeholder elements with messaging and asset variations can also be added. This functionality allows your team to have full autonomy over the information. Previously made creative layouts can be managed through this interface as well. If edits on ad concepts are required, users can select Edit to refine the concept further. When editing the ad creative, users are able to identify any element as a placeholder. The placeholder tag allows AI to substitute with generated messaging or visual assets. Creative Generation Pro trains on your brand and performance data, empowering creative stakeholders to generate bespoke creative at scale while ensuring your team maintains full creative control. Once your generated ad creative is finalized, you can preview or save your work. Once the desired messaging and assets are finalized, select Generate to view the final ad creatives. On the final grid, view each combination of ad creative. You can see there are many, many variations. Once the creatives are finalized, users are able to export the generated creatives. What used to take a team weeks or months now takes seconds. Creative Generation Pro empowers teams to instantly scale data-driven, AI-powered, personalized ad creatives.
Yeah, that's time. Thank you so much, everyone.